Hello everybody, my name is Keisha Richardson and many of you might know me from the Charis Project podcast. So today I want to share with you a little bit of my story and why that's very crucial and important going forward. So as many of you know, I'm actually a Christian. I'm the first year of Gen Z, I'm 27 years of age, and I'm biracial. I'm a Native American and Black. So you could say I have a lot of skin in the game, and I'm a woman. Dare I say it in this climate, I am a woman. And in early 2020, as many of you know, my father and I, Dale Richardson, were exposing the improper contagion mitigation during the COVID pandemic. And unfortunately, we were greatly persecuted for that in Canada and the United States. My father's a mechanical engineering technologist with a bachelor degree in technology, and I myself worked for the provincial government in Saskatchewan, Canada for some time at a maximum security prison and hospital for the criminally and mentally insane. So, as many of you know from previous videos that I've made, we lost everything for exposing this and whistleblowing. We lost our home, our bank accounts were shut down, our cars were taken. My little sister Charis, who I've named the podcast after, was taken from us at 16 months old. I haven't seen her since, no pictures, no photos, no audios, no phone calls, nothing. All of this was done because we were trying to stand up for what was right. Now, as we've all seen in the last couple of years, because there was a failure in dealing with the pandemic response correctly, people have lost their homes, people have lost their jobs, people have lost their family. People have died because of this. On October 1st of 2020, I brought this information over to the border at Montana Sweetgrass Port of Entry. I was taken by DHS and ICE, and all of my travel documents were taken, including my Native American card, my driver's license, my Canadian passport, birth certificate, long and short form originals. And I was trafficked throughout the United States for years and not given any help by law enforcement or anybody. I spent 7 months in a maximum security military prison and detention where they were contracting ICE detainees to stay there. Right now, some of our biggest concerns moving forward as Gen Z and minorities and Christians and women, anybody, literally everybody's concern is the safety at the border. Right now, nobody should have to come over the border and not know where their children are going. I was in detention with a lot of these people. Personally, I slept next to these people at night. And there were a lot that were coming over that were criminals, and a lot were coming over that were Christian, that were fleeing persecution. There's so many different spectrums, and so many families were separated from their children. Under this administration, the Biden and Harris administration, we have 135,000 children missing. I know one thing, regardless of what's going on, no child should have to suffer the hands of what's going on because of an administration's failures. And no family should have to suffer either. Everyone that's doing wrong should be held accountable. But children are children, regardless. Another thing that we're all concerned about is taking care of ourselves and our families, and if we'll even have the ability to have a family. I know after everything that I've been through the last 4.5 years, being a survivor of human trafficking and constant attacks for trying to speak for freedom and truth, that my main concern is how I can help facilitate the circumstances for success within this country so that I can have a family that has the environment of peace and prosperity. And I know it's the same for everybody watching this right now. Another concern that we have is education. Are we gonna have the freedom to decide what is acceptable for our children and our families in our education systems? And are we even gonna be able to afford that? Every nation needs an education system that's going to function well and that's going to teach children what they need to create the circumstances of success for our nation, to help it thrive with economics, health, wellness, and even within our own personal beliefs and our families and our homes. The backbone of every nation and every thriving society is the family, and that's being destroyed right now. And I think we can all agree on both sides, no matter who you support or what you're with, that every family deserves to be a family. Every family deserves unity, every family deserves peace, and every family deserves to decide what's best for them. Right now, Kamala is making a lot of promises to this nation. She's telling us she's going to fix the border. She's telling us she's going to fix the education. She's telling us she's going to fix the economy. Well, I'd like to counter that and say, well, ma'am, you are currently in office today. And as somebody who's a Gen Z and has to deal with the up and coming future of this nation, I know that what you've shown the last couple of years is not going to benefit me and my desires for my future family, if God blesses me with one, and for my future success in life and in careers and whatever God has planned for me. I know that this country was better under the Trump administration. The border was more secure. Our economy was booming, and education was better than ever. And that being said, Trump has done more for Native Americans and Black people than the Biden and Harris administration ever has. And I found out myself that Trump helped my sister tribe here in Montana a couple years ago during his administration. Many of you might think to yourself, well, what does that have to do with me? I'm thinking for myself. As a Christian, my father raised me on the understanding of Isaiah 58, to help the fatherless, the widow, and the poor. Whenever you don't help the fatherless, the widow, and the poor, the country goes to chaos, because those are the people who struggle the most, and those are the people who are going to do the most to get whatever they need in whatever ways possible. And I've seen it happen the last couple of years, being on and off the street and in shelters for victims of human trafficking because of what I had gone through. It is our duty to go to our neighbors and find the need. It is our duty to unite in this final hour and do what's necessary to save this great nation. Because if we leave it to the Biden and Harris administration and give them another 4 years, it's going to be up to us to fix the mess. And we might not even have the strength, the courage, or the fortitude to even do it. We've all been decimated for the last 4 years, some of us even longer. And it's time for us to stand together and unite. There are legal, lawful, and ethical ways to go about this, and we're willing and prepared to work with each and every one of you to do that. I'm asking all of you to stand with the CARES Project in all of our efforts to support people like President Donald J. Trump, Sir Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Kari Lake, moving forward in these elections so that we can ensure the peace, prosperity, and safety for ourselves and our family and everyone around us and all of our neighbors going forward in the future. So if any of you would like to work with us, please reach out to us at the CARES Project. We have petitions of redress, of grievance that we can help with, and so many others. And if you have a story to tell, the CARES Project will be the voice for the voiceless, as we have been the last few years, in order to fight against the tyranny that we've been seeing going on and the egregious evils that so many of us have been experiencing. Thank you everybody for your time and considerations. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you in the future. And to my dearest CARES, until we meet again, my friend, and we will. Ciao.